Hey, this is Ryan with Yushu, and today I am super excited, but I think I say I'm super excited every time I'm unboxing a new pair of boots. But what makes this special is it's a pair of boots from a brand that I've never had before. That's Crush on Retro. I've heard some amazing things about this brand, and it's going to be in my best boot value series. But right now, we're just going to unbox it. We're going to look over the QC really quick. We're going to try them on, go over sizing, do some top-down shots of the boot. But then coming up, I'll do an in-depth review of this boot and also some of the other offerings that the brand has. And I think this brand has what I think is the only engineer boot that's actually ever interested me. Stay tuned for that. Now let's get the unboxing started. As we get started with the unboxing, I want to give a couple of shout outs. The first one being Michael Corleone. I think that's how you say his last name. Sorry, Michael, if that's not how you say your last name. But he has a good Instagram account that he does kind of men's heritage fashion. Got a lot of really great boots. He's the one who reached out to me on Instagram and told me about this brand at first, knowing that I was into kind of like the best value boots. He had purchased a pair of Crush on Retro engineer boots, and he thought they were amazing, so he wanted to, tell me about them, and I'm glad he did. And then after he told me about them, I saw several videos from Ashton from Welted Wear and Dale from Dale's Leatherworks, and even Gabe from EDH Boulevard. So there has been a lot of content on this brand. This is my first one. And I will say, I'm super excited, like I always say, but I think with the value of this brand, it really comes in the engineer boots. Their engineer boots aren't my style, but I think that's what's amazing value with them. And I think this is going to be really good value too. I just think the engineer boots are going to be a next level. All right, so the unboxing experience is pretty generic. I've heard that before. Got a nice pair of leather laces, and you're seeing these the first time I am. So I probably put what they look like on the thumbnail, but let's see. Okay, look at these guys. Look at that color. I really like that. It's a really deep brown color. Now this is like a T-core leather. Okay. I didn't realize on the website, it didn't seem like it was a real Dr. Soul, but that's what it's saying, at least. That's got a Dr. Soul heel and half sole. You got that nice lace to toe style. This leather at first, it's got like a T-core effect to it. So that's what I'm seeing. You've got the inner part. Let's look at this boot real quick. You got double row stitch down on the welt. Now, one thing I am just a little concerned about looking at this is the sizing. It looks a little bit big, but I'm going to have to see. The sizing was difficult. I talked to them a couple times. I also referenced Gabe from EDH Boulevard, his YouTube channel, where he got the size that I thought I would need, and they were way too small. And then kind of learned that I need to size up from him. So that's what I did. So these are 47, I believe. Is there anything that says the size marker? Okay, I'm not seeing anything that says the size, but trust me, that's what it said, 40, 47. And I've heard that you gotta have to size up with them. So that's what I did, but they're feeling pretty big, but you never know when you put them on. That's a super cool look. The styling of it is really nice. This is what's kind of special about this boot to me. Actually, let me table that while I get the other one out. Just put that there so you can kind of see it. And I've talked about this on other videos. I'm not a kilty person, so I will be removing this kilty. It's just not my vibe, as the young people say. But I think the boot will look really cool without it. It's a pretty generous last, too. It looked a little bit slimmer online, but it's pretty generous. So let's do this. Let's look over the boot real quick and talk about what I think is special about this pair of boots from Crush on Retro. So this is, a brand where you're going to be able to get a really nice sole combination. So here you go. You've got the Dr. Soul, half sole and heel nailed in, nice stitching. But it's this, you have that thick leather midsole, that thick leather welt, the leather heel stack. I mean, getting this type of sole configuration on a boot in the $200 area is really nice. So you're getting a lot for your money with this boot. If you're into having like the best sole possible for least amount of money, I think this is the boot to get. This is one of the more affordable leathers. You can get super high quality Horween leathers, but this is more like a standard T-core leather, probably out of China. These boots are made out of China, so keep that in mind. Now let me kind of dive into the boot and see if we can see what's going on inside. And I will be giving, of course, more info on that in the actual review. This is kind of a general, kind of a first look. Oh, look at there. We got a gusseted tongue. So this is a bonus from like my Craft and Glory monkey boots, lace to toes, that didn't have a gusseted tongue. This has a legitimate gusseted tongue. Now you can kind of see the reverse side of that leather. Here is the tongue. Yeah, nice leather. You know, it's got a pretty big top coat on it. This isn't like a Chrome XL, but I believe they'll even make this boot in a Chrome XL if you want them to. You, of course, will pay more for that, but they will do it. But we can kind of dive in here. Might have to get more info, but what I'm seeing is kind of an unbranded boot. So it's nothing about this. You could probably make your own brand and stamp it. There's a nice piece of what feels like chrome tan leather, kind of a half sock liner. And then I'm thinking that is a leather insole, but we're gonna get more into that in the review, and I'll shoot that pretty quick. I'm not gonna make you wait that long for it. So first impressions, looks pretty good. Like I always kind of say, again, I'm a little bit worried about the sizing, but let's try these bad boys on. So these are a 47. Normally I'm like a 12.5 D, 13C. So normally I would get a 46, but I heard that you need to size up a little bit with them. So that's what I did. I can tell actually, that's super narrow. So I think actually this might work. It might be long, but it is narrow. Let's try these bad boys on. I can already hear some of these saying, you bought the Kilty boot and you're gonna try it on without the Kilty showing. So I kept the Kilty in this one so you can see it. So I'm trying to make everybody happy here. I'm probably making no one happy, to be honest with you. So as I was kind of taking the Kilty out, looking over the boot, I kind of have to take a second sometimes and do a once over, not on camera, because then I'm really able to see the boot. And I think it will fit. I think it's a little bit of a narrow last. Hopefully going that size up will help me, but I really think it's a gorgeous looking boot, especially at this price. Now, I'll go over the pricing structure a little bit more in the review video because it's a little bit different. You can save a little bit of money if you don't have a humongous foot like me. If you have like a standard size foot, then it's not as expensive, but I think this is a great boot. So I love boots like this where you can upgrade the leather, so you can kind of try out the boot on an inexpensive leather and then jump up from there if you really like the feel and you like the fit. But I like it a lot better without that Kilty, to be honest with you. But I know some people will love that Kilty. I mean, that is a statement piece, you know? And I'm just not into making that statement. Now, I put my Kilties back into my Russell moccasins, but I don't know why I'm nervous about the fit of these. Again, I'm a 12.5 D or a 13C, and I got a 47, and I'm gonna see right now. Okay. So, it is a little bit roomy, but I don't think I could size down because it's a pretty narrow last. I actually really dig the top down on this. Okay, we got some long laces. Guess I'm supposed to go around the back. Yeah, so I definitely could fit an insole, maybe one of those boot breaker insoles. It's good. It's here. I feel like Tech talks about that firm handshake. I'm not feeling that firm handshake anywhere, but it's touching everywhere. So it's like instantly kind of comfortable and not a lot of break-in. But I notice I just have room in the toe box, which makes me feel like I have more room than I probably do have, because it is hugging my foot nice everywhere else in the heel. And this leather is a lot softer than it appeared at first. So yeah, I think that looks pretty good. I'm really I'm really digging the look of that one without the kilty. And this is my bigger foot. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, that's... I probably could throw in a insole to just get about a half the size difference, which they don't come in half sizes. At the big sizes, there's either 46 or 47. So I went with 47. 46 would have been tight, I'm thinking. So doing the 47, putting an insole makes it kind of like a 46 and a half. I don't know, does that make sense? But I can definitely rock these. Let's see. All right. So what's funny is the kilty on this one, for some reason, it's making the boot look longer to me, and the boot looks more normal on my left foot. But it feels really good. It's a little bit wider because that double row stitch down that's on the boots makes it that the welt shelf, I believe is what it's called, is a little bit wider. So that's just something to note. Well, the last isn't extremely wide. So I would say if they had a 46 and a half, that would have been my size. But I went up because of what seems a little bit of a narrow last. So this will work. And I gotta say, it's probably gonna be hard to break these in. Now let me show you what I see from my view. All right, here's what I see. Doesn't this one look longer to you for some reason? I don't know. Is it just me? But I think it's a very, very handsome boot. And that sole is just gorgeous. All that leather, that half sole. If you're into that style, this is the way to get it right here for in the 200s. Of course, if you have a smaller foot than I do, it'll be closer to 200 than 300. Mine, I think, was like 260-ish, I believe, which is still an amazing value. But I'll wait to talk more about value in my review series of the boot. Let me get out of the sunlight. Let's see if I can turn on the light here. Kind of see what we're dealing with. Handsome looking boots. And then we'll do the super high level transition shot. That's blurry. Nice one, Ryan. Okay, there you go. Stay tuned for the review, and I will see you on the next one.